Uncorked, the Welsh Wine Podcast. So this is a teaser of what's to come, and to tell you about what we want to achieve with this podcast. So I'm Jamie, and my day job is working at the heart of Welsh democracy in the Senedd. But for many years, I've had a curiosity about wine, and I enjoy drinking it. And I quite like learning more about the industry and how the whole thing works. So recently I've become more aware of Welsh wine, which it'll probably shock people that we have a thriving industry on our doorstep. And the main aim of the podcast is to promote Welsh wine and the industry. So we'll be meeting some of the characters behind the winemaking, and we'll be hearing their stories. We'll learn more about what we grow, how we grow it, where it's grown, and along the way we'll probably taste some of the wine as well. So we'd like to break down some of the barriers, because I know wine is seen as pretentious, snobby by a lot of people. So that's where Sara comes in.
Hi, I'm Sara, and I am the owner of Vin Van Cymru, which is a wine shop and tasting events company based in Cardiff. So although I sell wines from all around the world, I have an extensive selection of Welsh wines that I've curated and expanded over the 5 years that I've been running a business. So I actively support the Welsh wine industry, working directly with Welsh vineyards. I work with the Welsh Vineyard Association, and I've actually been fortunate enough to judge at the Welsh Wine Awards 2 years running. So I've got first-hand experience of Welsh wines, and I've watched the industry change and develop over the past 5 years. So it's a really exciting and I think important movement to be a part of. So I'm really hoping that with this podcast, we can almost present the industry in a way that hasn't been done before, and just look at anything and everything to do with Welsh wine, but do it in a light, informative, and of course fun way. And that's why I wanted to get Angela involved.
Hi, I'm Angela. I am an academic historian who specialises in Welsh history, particularly in the 18th century, but I'm interested in all sorts of Welsh history. And Sara and I have worked together over the last few years hosting true crime wine tasting events. So through that, we found ways to intertwine stories about Welsh wine with stories about Welsh history. So I'm here to fill in some of the blanks, add a bit of detail around the edges, and just tell some stories about history and Welsh history as it relates to wine, sometimes tangentially as we go along. And the reason I wanted to do this is because I love wine. I don't know much about it. I love Wales. I know a lot about the history, but for me, this is another way to explore this country I love, because I wasn't born here. I'm from Canada, but I've fallen in love with this country and I've lived here for the past 15 years. And this is just another really interesting, unique way to explore more about this country that I now call home.
Tell you a bit about how this came about then. I came up with the idea for a Welsh Wine Podcast at the end of 2024. I'm a massive fan of podcasts, and I also like wine. So I thought this would be a really good way of us kind of working our way through the industry and maybe surprising people and explaining a bit about the Welsh wine industry. Having come up with this bright idea, I decided to go and see Sara because I knew of her work. I followed her social media content and I knew her from drinking where she used to work. So I went to see her just before Christmas. It was chucking it down outside with rain. I was soaking wet. Sara was extremely busy. I was full of cold, sniffling away. And I went and decided to pitch a podcast to her. She gave me 5 minutes of her time.
I think it was actually 4.
4
I
minutes.
said, I can give you 4, mate.
4 minutes of her time. I sniffly spluttered through this idea, and I think she liked it. It looked like she liked it. Mm-hmm. And as it turned out, Angela was there too, helping by standing there observing and
as per
judging,
listening, and yeah, so it was good. So we met up, and basically the rest is history. Well, that's a different podcast. Yeah,
we're far more interesting.
We set the thing up, and here we are. So what we're doing is we're hoping now over the coming months, we've got some interesting episodes to come, and that you'll follow along with us. So what we'd like you to do is follow us on Instagram at Uncorked Welsh Wine, and listen and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and hope you can join us along the way.
Diolch yn fawr.